Have you ever felt like someone you loved just stopped trying? Like the effort, the attention, the care suddenly vanished? It's a painful feeling, like a switch was flipped the moment you truly opened your heart. Today, we're going to uncover exactly why this happens, and trust me, it's not always what you think. First, let's talk about relationships built on need, not genuine compatibility. When love starts from a place of emotional emptiness, it's like building a house on sand. Once that void is filled, the entire structure collapses. Think about it. Maybe they attached to you because they were lonely, and once their social life improved, they pulled away. Or maybe she needed your support to get through a tough time. And after becoming stronger and more independent, she realized she was no longer the same person who fell for you. The foundation wasn't love, it was a temporary fix. Another reason is that some people show their best, most polished version at the beginning. It's like a performance. At the start of a relationship, they might work incredibly hard to please you, hiding their true nature behind a mask of perfection. Remember how they used to text you good morning every single day? How they hung on your every word? But after you got attached, all that initiative just disappeared. That person who seemed so understanding and patient at first suddenly becomes quick-tempered and irritable. The change feels so real because the effort they were putting in is no longer there. The curtain has dropped. But here's a twist. Sometimes the person didn't change as much as our perception of them did. In that initial, dizzying stage of admiration and love, we tend to put them on a pedestal. We magnify their good qualities and conveniently overlook the flaws. For example, you fell in love with someone because you saw their calmness as a sign of strength. But later on, you start to feel that same calmness is actually coldness and emotional distance. At first, you saw their silence as wisdom and depth. Later, you realize it's just them avoiding difficult conversations. The person hasn't changed that much. Your vision just became clearer, and the rose-colored glasses came off. Next, we have misaligned expectations. Sometimes the person doesn't change at all, but our expectations for them were simply unrealistic from the start. You might have expected them to become more attentive and romantic over time, but their personality was always more reserved. You might have hoped they would change a fundamental part of their character for you, but they didn't. And here's a hard truth. Real love isn't about forcing someone to become the person you want them to be. Accepting them as they are is key, and if their core self doesn't match your needs, it might be a sign of incompatibility, not a personal failing. What about when they feel they've won you? Some people simply relax after they feel the love is secure. Once they believe you're guaranteed, their effort can take a nosedive. They used to be so careful not to upset you, but now they don't even bother to apologize. They used to listen intently to every detail of your day, but now they're always too busy. This isn't a reflection of your value. It's a sign of their emotional immaturity. A healthy relationship requires continuous effort, not just a sprint at the beginning. People also just change. It's a fundamental part of being human. We evolve through our experiences, pressures, personal growth, or even disappointments. A person who was once cheerful and outgoing might become quiet and withdrawn due to immense stress at work. Someone who was incredibly romantic might become cautious and guarded after being hurt in a past relationship. This change isn't necessarily because of you or something you did. It's a part of their own personal journey. Finally, love reveals personality under pressure. In the beginning, everything is easy, but over time, as conflicts and responsibilities pile up, true traits begin to emerge. That person who seems so kind and gentle might become harsh and critical during your first real disagreements. The one who was so generous with gifts might become emotionally stingy when true commitment is required. In this sense, love doesn't change people as much as it reveals who they truly are when life gets real. So, what's the takeaway? Sometimes we discover the truth about someone a little too late. Sometimes people genuinely do change. And sometimes the relationship was unhealthy from the very start. Not every change is a betrayal, and not all consistency is a sign of true love. If you've ever experienced someone stopping their effort after you fell for them, please know you are not alone. Understanding the real reasons why this happens is the first step toward protecting your heart and building healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. If this video helped you see things more clearly, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our insights. I'd love to hear your story, so please share your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching.